We've been away from home, Brian. I'm going to sit here and sugarcoat it. We've not been good enough. End of. We've not been good enough. We've probably away records better than some, but the away record's nowhere near what it should be in terms of the goals we've been shipping. We're different at home. It's up to me to find that balance. I'll correct that balance going into the new season. But our away record's been terrible. We're at home on Saturday, we're at home on Wednesday, so hopefully we can rectify those problems that have been causing us problems within the games. What I would say, if you could join both up, your home and away form, you're probably sitting in the top 6 and you're probably challenging for European football. So we fell a wee bit short. I understand that. I'm the leader of this group. I'll take the majority of the blame for that. But I'm under no illusions how difficult the game's going to be on Saturday, but I'm under no illusions how important the game is for Livingston Football Club. Spoke to a couple yesterday. I'm you need to stop saying this. I'm not going to sit here and tell lies, but I try and, when I'm doing my media, Brian, always try and be open and honest. That's when I came into the job, I said I'm always going to try it because I don't like generic answers. Missed out on probably 2-3 players for the Scottish champ that we'd earmarked. Financially, it's going to be a difficult challenge next year. I need to cut the budget around £200,000, so it's going to make it even more challenging. So having the lowest budget in the league to lose another £200,000 is going to make it extremely challenging.
You're doing about 1.1 then?
I think we're not always running about, so I reckon about 1.2, roughly something along the lines. We've been a wee bit higher on 1.4. How I work, it's 12 in the league, so the forecasted fees come out, but remember we finished 7th, so for your budget to what you brought in, there's a variance of maybe £500,000 last year, so we spent a little bit more last year, and I'm saying a little bit more, but I think we're going to be around 1.2, give or take. But again, it's squad dependent who's available, and if Dave can bring more commercial income in, I can get another player. Right. Dave Black at Livingston. I'll give your email address out. Dave.Black. So it's challenging. I'm finding it challenging this year, but it's a part of the job I really enjoy. I enjoy this side of it, the recruitment side of it. I think we've been fairly successful at it over the years, and hopefully we can do that again. Sat with 2 players yesterday, spent, I don't know, 3-4 hours face to face with a couple of players yesterday, and the hope to try and get them in. Let's be honest, they're not coming to Livingston for the finances, so I'm hoping by showing them around the stadium, showing what we're trying to do as a club, by showing the consistency we've shown as a group for 5 years in the Premier League now, and by showing them all these things, it's going to tick a box and hopefully bring somebody into the building. So kind of tugging on their heartstrings slightly as well, because your first conversation, it's never about the money. The second conversation is always about the money, but I totally understand that from a playing perspective. They've got a short career and they need to try and maximise their earning potential as much as possible. So next year is going to be difficult in terms of bringing players in. We're down the road. I've got a Zoom call with a player today, so we are, I'm going to say, making progress. I am having conversations with players with a view to getting them into next year, but it's been a little bit more difficult than what it's been in the past. Sitting speaking to Partsy yesterday, boys had a decent session, we're not winding down. Boys had albeit results may say different. Tom Parts yesterday, and he was buzzing. He said, I can't believe you put me on for 10 minutes, Gaffer. He played 98 on Wednesday, and he was out. This is for a senior pro, absolutely buzzing to go on the park. So we've not had a reserve game this week, so the big man's going to be even closer to potentially getting a wee bit more minutes on the park. So on that respect, there's no really any news in the injury front, but Tom Parts is making consistent progress, and do you know what? Hopefully he's like a new signing for me at the start of the season. So I need to get the balance right between pushing him too much and hampering his pre-season, but progressing him enough so he comes into pre-season ready to go in a good place, because I think Partsy could be a huge player for us next year, and it could be like a new signing, if I'm honest, because for the last 2 years he's not really been available, and he ticks the box in terms of the profile of what I'm looking for. Good left foot, good in the air, defends his box, defends his own half, and he's got a lot of experience at a decent level in terms of League 2, 300 games, so kind of ticks a box. It was the reason I brought him into the club. I was actually out running yesterday, and if he keeps running like he's running, he'll be starting on Saturday. I don't think he's seen me. I was in the stand. The big man. You're faster than what you were before you got injured. So I shouted down, you got a wee fright. But no, he's progressing along really well. Really happy with his application in terms of his input into his rehabilitation. And to be fair, he's not done a lot of curve running, it was straight line running, but he looked to be in a good place. I think he's trying to keep away from me in case I try and get him in the starting 11 on Saturday. So big man's been hiding for me, but I've seen him out in the park doing his runs and he looks okay.